have a lot of creepy and weird stories, but this is by far my friend's favourite and the most legit creepy thing I can think of that's happened to me. About 8 years ago, I started going to community college, which meant I had long days and classes at random times. When I got home from school, I would always park my car in the church parking lot near my house. I lived in a small house behind my parents' house at the time. One day, I noticed that there was a man sitting in this green SUV parked a few cars over from mine around 9 p.m. when I got home. I thought it was weird because no one parked there at night, as it was in the middle of the suburbs, but I figured that it was likely a one-time thing and forgot about it. The next day, I got home around 2 p.m. and the car was in the exact same spot, with the guy just sitting there doing nothing. I thought that it was weird that he was there again, but just went to my house and watched TV for a while. I then got a call from my friend down the road asking if I wanted to go on a drive, so I left to go pick her up. I noticed that the guy was still there, still in his car. He was still there when I got back. This went on for a couple of weeks. He was there every day at all hours, morning, day and night. He would be there until 4 a.m. some nights. I started to get really weirded out by this, because there was probably 50 or more spaces to park in, and he was always 3 spaces away from mine. He knew I parked there, as I was the only car that parked there because there was a gate to my house in the fence across from my normal spot. It was very unnerving that he was always there. Finally, one day, I came home and the guy wasn't there, so I decided to park in the spot he always parked in. It didn't seem special. There were no extra trees in the spot, and it faced the fence. There were hills on the other side, which were much prettier and more scenic to look at. Once I parked, I stayed for a few minutes and called one of my friends. Finally, I noticed something horrifying. I could see into every window in my house. I didn't have curtains at the time and had a pretty stupid habit of walking around my house in my underwear. I mean, I had a huge fence and there was no way to see into my house from the street. I freaked out and realised that he had been watching me. I took my parents' Mastiff and made him stay with me at night after that. I also stopped parking in the church parking lot, unless it was during the day, and parked in the lot even though I had to open a huge gate manually to get in and then close it for the dogs. I told my dad, but he thought I was crazy and paranoid. But my mum, she believed me. One day, we got in our truck and drove behind the guy's car to get his license plate number. He got really angry with us, stormed out of his car and yelled at us. My mum basically said, "You're really creepy. You can see into my daughter's house, and you're here all of the time, day and night." He said it was cooling down before he went home after he went to the gym. It made no sense. We called the police and they went to his house. It turned out he was a married dude with kids, and he told them he was listening to his tapes. I'd actually snuck along the fence where he couldn't see me at that point, and just listened to what he was doing as his windows were down. He was sitting in silence. There were no tapes, and I never heard them. The police told him that he would be in serious trouble if they found him parked there again, and that he basically wasn't allowed back there. I know the police get a lot of shit sometimes, but they were great during this incident and said they scared him. The next day, he wasn't around, and I thought that was it over. It was also my friend's birthday, so I went out to dinner that night. I came home around 11 p.m. and there was another car parked in the exact same fucking spot. I was livid. I knew it was him, but a different car. I told my mum and then just stared at my parents because I was pretty freaked out. My mum decided to drive her car through the parking lot to see if he was still there. Once she drove through with her brights on, she saw that no one was in the car. She figured it was coincidence and drove past, then turned the car around. Once she turned the car around, she saw a man get up from a crouched position and then speed out. Apparently, she thought to herself that this was a prime opportunity to follow him. He was going 70 miles per hour on a residential road and went through a few different streets, trying to lose my mum. Finally, he went to the main road and there was a red light. My mum put up next to him and he pulled his sweatshirt over his face and covered himself with his arm so he couldn't see her. He may have thought it was my dad. He is huge and is an ex-NFL player and is very intimidating looking. Once it turned green, he sped off again. After about 10 minutes, finally lost my mom. She immediately called the police and they told her that it was very suspicious and that she probably should leave chases up to the police next time. After that, the man never came back and I got curtains. To this day, I still don't know what his intentions were. I had a huge ass, 170-pound mastiff, who was friendly to most people, but was very protective of me, and it was really obvious to everyone. I also had a brother who was a double state championship winning hockey player, and a huge dad. But the only one who intimidated him was my mum. Creepy ass church parking lot man, let's not meet again. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. You can also leave a comment below. All feedback, good or otherwise, is always appreciated. If you have any creepy stories of your own, or have any topics that you would like me to cover, feel free to send them in via any of my social media. You can find all links to my social media in the description below. Until next time guys, make sure you lock your doors, stay safe, and I'll see you next video.